When Greensgrow started out about 18 years ago, all we grew was lettuce. We grew 14 different varieties of lettuce. We grew everything ourselves. We grew wholesale and we sold only to restaurants. Over the last 18 years, everything has changed. I do remember my first day. I remember the first day Tom and I came to look at the place, and then I remember the first day that we took over. We were really two lone wolves out there. But we had each other's company, and I think we were both at a stage in our life when we liked kind of the loneliness of working at Greensgrow. Pretty early on, Tom and I realized that we'd made a mistake in our equations, and that we were not going to get the return on investment that we had hoped for. It created a tremendous amount of pressure between us because we were going to fail financially, and it ended up causing the reason that we split up. But I was delivering lettuce to a restaurant and talking to the sous chef, and I asked her how her CSA was, and she told me, you know, that she liked it, she loved the idea of supporting farms, yada yada yada, but she and her husband just did not really eat the kind of food that was in the CSA. What she said to me was, I eat the kind of food that you and Tom are growing. And I got in the van to leave, and I couldn't have gone more than 3 feet, and I thought to myself, that's it, an urban CSA, a CSA that is all about, you know, urban people. They want a certain kind of food to cook with, and I'm going to build an entire CSA around that. From the nursery side, we had an opportunity to take over this greenhouse that somebody was tearing down, and we got it and we built it, and then it was like, well, what the hell are we going to put in it? We had already done the numbers, and we knew that we couldn't afford to heat it and light it enough to grow lettuce greens. Tom said, well, let's do flowers, and he liked flowers and he knew a lot about flowers. I didn't know anything about flowers, so we just started growing flowers. That was kind of the icebreaker with the neighborhood, because the neighborhood understood. When they saw marigolds and petunias, they were like, oh, flowers. But when they had seen, you know, baby heads of arugula and cat's eye and all these Asian greens, they were like, they don't grow real food. Greensgrow has helped to change this community. It helped to make this community more attractive. It has become a place where people want to live. You could contribute to the rebirth of an entire neighborhood is a pretty phenomenal thing. It was always our goal to prove that you could have this social enterprise that the community would support. The way Greensgrow is set up, everybody thinks it's terribly complicated, but we've actually scaled it back to it not being quite so complicated. Greensgrow Philadelphia Project is a non-profit organization. It is the parent organization of Greensgrow Farm. The parent organization is divided into two main divisions. One is the farm and one is programs and development. And the farm are things that are projects, initiatives that we've taken on that we have proven the viability of as an economic model. So the nursery and the CSA, and for instance the kitchen, just went from being a development project into a farm project. And the development projects are projects that still need support. They can't hold themselves up yet, or that are never going to hold themselves up, because they are in fact the programs that are based more on this philanthropy side of Greensgrow. And that would be our work in Camden, that would be our work with low-income CSAs, that would be the work with establishing the markets in West Philadelphia. It's a single legal entity, a single tax-paying, $9.90 filling out entity that happens to just have a few tentacles that hang down from it. It's all legal, though. That's the most important thing. And it's completely transparent. It does call, however, for some extravagant bookkeeping. And luckily we have a couple of extravagant maybe extravagant's not the right word. They work at it a lot. We've had some people who have worked here have gone on to really cool other work, so I'm proud of the alumni of Greensgrow, so to speak. I think that there's an aspect of Greensgrow that has yet to be fulfilled, and that is its larger philanthropic role. You know, we've spent 17, 18 years just trying to build a steady boat and put in the ballast and get the mast up. People wanted you to start sailing the damn thing right away, off in this direction and that direction, and they don't understand that, you know, that's not the way to do something. You've got to have a stable bottom to it. And so we are reaching a point where we have that stable bottom. It's been slow, but it's been consistent, our movement forward. And what's left is kind of the sales that we put up. How many sales do we want to put up, and what direction do we want to take them? And I think that the main sale, of course, is this social entrepreneurship sale, but I think that the jib and some of the other sales are the philanthropic ones of what is it that is that triple bottom line of this business, is giving back to the community. It's not enough that it's just here and it's a business, but I'm not sure exactly what the role is going to be or what form it's going to take yet. I just feel that we're finally getting to that point where we can start to indulge our thoughts on that matter. That's what Greensgrow is. We're really a low-tech operation. We don't spray for things. I mean, that's, I think, that lets you really be involved with your food in its growing stages and lets you know what you're good at and what you aren't good at. And you don't need to spend $1 million on it. When people come to us and they want to start urban farms, and immediately they want a greenhouse and a tractor and all this stuff, I say to them, you know, you're out of your mind. Just get a shovel and some seeds and see what happens. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you're going to hate it, and you don't want to invest a lot of money in something that you're going to hate. We didn't invest a lot of money because I certainly wasn't planning on spending 20 years here.